If you've been researching where to live in Spokane, Washington, you've probably heard of the South Hill or Spokane Valley, but here's the thing, some of the best neighborhoods in Spokane, they don't even show up in some of the top search results. There's a lot of neighborhoods that locals love, but buyers from out of the area tend to miss. So today I'm walking you through 5 underrated Spokane neighborhoods, places that might not be on your radar yet, but absolutely should be. Hey there, I'm Haydn, your real estate resource here in Spokane, and I work with a lot of relocation buyers, and one thing I hear all the time is, I didn't know that neighborhood existed until we toured it. And that's what this video is all about, those low-key insider areas that have real charm, great homes, and value that often gets overlooked. So we're gonna use my new favorite home search site, homes.com. You can use whichever one you want to. You can check out our website, Haydn Halsted. But homes.com has a lot of great research tools for looking at neighborhoods, and there's no reason to hide that from you guys, because you guys should be checking it out too. So the first neighborhood we're gonna be talking about is Chester. And so to give you a little bit of a look as to where that is, it is in the South Spokane Valley. It's this kind of southwest corner of the Spokane Valley right here. And now on homes.com, it's going to have a bunch of photos of the specific neighborhood, but the average home price is about $548,000. There's 17 homes for sale currently, and you can go check those out over here, of which my team has 2 of them in that area. But this area is a great mix of suburban and rural environments. So that's really close to some great restaurants, coffee shops, things like that. Not far to get to kind of the major shopping areas of the Spokane Valley, but kind of pushed back into a rural environment. And there's a good mix of properties that are on larger lot sizes. So that's really what I like about this area, is that you can get a little bit of elbow room, a lot more square footage for the price. And so as homes.com puts it, larger lots and quieter lanes set Chester apart from its northern neighbors, and with more space come higher price tags. That price tag being about $100,000 more than the average home price in Spokane, but still overall not being a huge kind of luxury neighborhood by any means. So as we're looking at the homes for sale in the Chester area, we have everything from $130,000 manufactured home to large lots of land that back up to the Iller Creek Conservation Area, and then just some great new construction homes in the area, and then some like 70s, 80s built that are larger lots, larger square footage, things like that. And when we go and look at some of the pending listings, because there's not a ton of active here, I mean, there's some awesome houses in this area. This is a 5-bed, 3-bath, 4,700 square feet on a 1-acre lot, and it was built in 1980. And so I think this is such a kind of cool house here in this area. Tons of woodwork throughout. So just kind of a unique property, has a pool. But for $750, you're getting a whole acre pool, super treed. You can kind of see a bit of the neighborhood here. So lots of privacy from the neighbors and things like that. So I think these are the types of properties that you could find in that Chester neighborhood. Additionally, one of my other favorites is this Ponderosa mid-century home that is under contract right now too, just shy of $900,000, but it's got amazing wood built-ins. I love the triangle windows, the corner windows as well throughout this living room, tons of natural light, in a great natural setting as well. Huge deck, lots of trees surrounding it. I mean, well, let's go back to that view right there. Tons of views of the Iller Creek area. So there's lots of very cool properties in this neighborhood. Lots of space for larger homes and things like that. For the schools for this area, University High School, Horizon Middle School, Ponderosa Elementary, lots of handful of parks in the area. 27-minute drive to the airport, low crime overall. And this neighborhood is seeing a little bit of reduction in value as the homes are sitting on the market for 28 days and the average price is down 5% from last year. So this could be a good buy right now. Now the next neighborhood, I'm a little biased because I live right by here, but this is the Downriver neighborhood, and specifically the Downriver neighborhood, which is a smaller section. It's not that whole Audubon downriver, but it's on that southwest side of Northwest Boulevard, which I'll show you here on the map in just a second. But what I love about this neighborhood, specifically that made me want to put this in the video, was a house that we showed there, and how you can get these gorgeous mid-century homes for a very affordable price right across the street from the golf course. And so it's really like you have just beautiful homes that have a lot of character to them and are in a great location, a great almost recreational vacation vibe. You're minutes to the Riverside State Park, very cozy, walkable neighborhoods, and I just think there's a lot of cool features here. So as we check this out, So Audubon Downriver neighborhood is this outline up here in Northwest Spokane. But like I said, we're specifically taking a look at the Downriver section of this. So everything that is in this green line here, this is the Downriver section, and then the Downriver Golf Course is this section here. And so as we check this out a little bit further, the average home price is $364,000. There's 20 homes for sale currently in that whole Audubon Downriver neighborhood. And there are some amazing local amenities in this area, like the brand new Shadle Library, Flying Goat Pizza, Little Garden Cafe. There's a few other small businesses in here, like your local chiropractor, things like that. And just up along Northwest Boulevard, there's some awesome a lot of other businesses that are available. And then you have up in the Shadle Shopping Center, your Safeway, your Walmart, all that kind of thing. So it's quick access to most things that you would need. For the Love of God Brewing is right here. And then you have some great schools like Finch, Shadle, Glover in the area. And then if you're a disc golfer, there's disc golf in the neighborhood as well. But just to touch on the stats super fast, it's a 20-minute drive to the airport. I think it's even a little bit faster than that. I leave my house less than 30 minutes before my plane is boarding. And so I will, and I just drive down TJ Meenock and get there super quickly. The lines are generally pretty short and I can just be boarding. I can basically just show up, board the plane, and get on my way. So this neighborhood is very convenient if you are somebody that has to travel quite a bit. Crime still pretty low on average in this area. Homes are down about 4% and are on the market for about 21 days in this neighborhood. And now to go to that house that I was showing that I thought was so cool, just to give you a feel for it, but this house is on a corner lot right across the street from the Downriver Golf Course. So you can literally walk to the driving range from here. It's just very cool, like a zero escape yard. Not to say this house is perfect for you by any means, but the feel of it was just really quintessential for this Downriver area. And super quiet, super walkable. You can walk along the bluff here as well and look down to the Spokane River, and the view is all the way into downtown Spokane. So it's really just a beautiful area, but you had some amazing hardwood floors, bright windows, had that great vintage flair, the original cabinets, but more of updated appliances throughout, except for the stove. You'd probably want to replace the stove. But lots of cool, unique features. It had a huge master bedroom, which is really unique for this age of the house. And there was just just a lot of cool features. The green bathroom's fun. You'd probably update this a lot. I really liked the glass tile wall in this shower, just a unique feature as well. Big basement. So there was a lot of cool things about this house, double garage in the area, but just felt like it was a quintessential Downriver mid-century home and just gave a good vibe for the property. And you can live right across the street from a golf course they're asking $550 for that property right now. Next up is Otis Orchards, and this one's a little sneaky because when you look at the map, it just looks like almost bare farmland, but it's weirdly diverse and in a good way because you'll find anywhere from mobile homes that cost $75,000 up to ranchers on some acreage up to $1 million custom builds, all in the same zip code. It's very quiet, spacious, and it's very off the radar. And I just want to show you a little bit about this neighborhood. It's really kind of interesting here. So this is my interpretive outline of Otis Orchards because this area up here gets cut off if you're just on the normal map here. It follows Trent, which is also called Highway 290. And then it kind of just outlines the river here, and it's on that northern side of the river, north of Liberty Lake and Green Acres. But these properties here, I wanted to highlight this because this is a specific little neighborhood that actually used to be a horse racing track, and then they built these custom homes all around it. So it's called Happy Trails Lane. And there's a lot of inventory for the neighborhood. There's 4 homes available out of like 20, 25 or so. I don't know how many are exactly in there, but all between 900 and 1.67 million. This gorgeous property is available. Huge 3-car garage, with one of them being an RV garage. A lot of these are daylight ranchers because the houses start up and then dip down into the old horse racing track. It's a gated community. But yeah, just kind of an awesome custom build. Everybody's got huge lots out here, giant backyards, and then you really don't have anybody in front of you or behind you. You've got great views out both directions. But to talk a little bit about the Otis Orchards neighborhood specifically, average home price is $482 because there is such a wide variety of homes. There are some pictures in here that are inaccurate because like this is in the River District by Greenstone, and that's more of in Liberty Lake versus Otis Orchards. But you are very commonly going to find like rancher style homes on acreage just like this, farmland, large ranchers on farmland in that area. Again, this is in the River District, not super accurate, but this is called the Otis Grill. This is kind of like that old school diner in Otis Orchards, and it really gives, that's kind of the vibe, is the Otis Grill is the vibe of Otis Orchards, I feel like. But it's really spaced out. You got good schools, East Valley School District, so smaller school district for sure. Crime is super, super low in this area. And in this neighborhood specifically, home prices are up 18%. And that's probably indicative just of the lot sizes and that people are taking advantage of. And the thing about homes.com that is cool as well is you can see lots of demographics. So Otis Orchards has 6,500 people in it. There's 2 people per acre, which is super, like, that is awesome. That's so spread out. Median age is 44. There's about a quarter of the people that live in there are under 18, and about a fifth are above the age of 65. Median household income is about $83,000. 93% graduate high school, and then it says it's not very walkable, bikeable. It is very spread out. You'd be car dependent in this neighborhood. But again, good statistics here provided by homes.com on this neighborhood. Now, the last 2 you're going to definitely want to stick around for because you will not find them on the map anywhere. But I just wanted to say that if you are interested in working with us, you can use the links down below in the description to schedule a meeting with me and my team on how we might be able to help you move into Spokane, out of Spokane, or just across the city as well. We'd be happy to help you with that. You can also use the links below to download our guides, relocation, buyer guide, anything like that. We'd be happy to help you out anytime. We're just a call, text, email away. And so now next up, we're going to talk about the Sunset Hills area, or the West Hills, because it's a very unique neighborhood, super small, and it's just kind of really hard. You just wouldn't know it's there unless there was a home for sale that you were interested in checking out. So let's take a look. So Sunset Hill definitely feels like a place you would discover by accident because you kind of have to go out of your way to get to it. And homes.com is referring to this area as West Spokane. On my website, if you looked it up, I think we have it as West Hills, and it kind of encompasses the airport and things like that. But we would be zooming in just north of the Finch Arboretum, which if you're in town is a great place to just go on a walk. Tons of trees, good bird watching, things like that. But it's this little area right here. And so there's different ways to get through here. If you were driving up Indian Canyon Drive, which again, I'd recommend as well, going up to Rimrock View Trail, if you're looking for an area to check out. But you can kind of take this roundabout road through this little canyon area, and then you end up in the neighborhood. Or there's another way to get out through here from downtown through 13th and then on to Rosamond. But it's a really interesting neighborhood. It's really buried in the trees right off of the Indian Trail, or Indian Canyon Golf Course, excuse me. Small neighborhood, just this little section here. And it's just a bunch of really funky, unique homes. So this one sold recently. There's nothing for sale here right now, but lots of character in these properties in the area. And so I don't have a ton of like facts specifically about this tiny little neighborhood because there's really only like 30 homes there. But I think that they're really unique. It's kind of like up a high above. This house I showed as well, almost sold it, but didn't move forward on it. But it was just so cool, so quirky, mid-century. The kitchen was very interesting. But lots of cool features on this property. Huge vaulted ceilings. The bathroom was kind of insane. The shower, like the body jet showers and things like that. Like this kind of just overly modern design, but from like the 80s or something. But kind of up on this hill, great views from the above. And it's just kind of a quirky neighborhood. So would definitely just recommend going on a hike in that area because there's a lot. The Palisades Park is in this area. And so would be worth checking out while you're in town. All right, and last but not least is the Parkwood South HOA, which you will not find on the map anywhere. It's a tiny micro little HOA neighborhood within a neighborhood. It's in the Lincoln Heights area of the South Hill, which is the eastern side of the South Hill off of like Ray and Freya. But this is like tucked in the trees. You got to drive up this kind of windy road, and you got to really know where to turn because you got to like basically kind of wind your way back to the road that even gets you into the neighborhood. But it's really quirky, kind of built between the 80s and the early 2000s. There's a community center that has a great pool, and I'll just kind of show you here, but it's just this little circle here. There's a couple houses for sale right now, but again, kind of quirky houses, just not your normal cookie cutter design in some of these places. I showed another one in here recently, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull it up. And I think that one's sold, but had really cool views like this one. It was on the same block as this house. So you're kind of on the rock face, not great backyards, but kind of cool how your house is kind of elevated above everything else. I would say that you want good windows because you're up above this kind of valley area where there is a lot of traffic in the bottom of that valley. So the sound does carry up quite a bit, but really funky properties. And so if we have some B-roll from that Instagram reel I did of this neighborhood, we'll show you the community center with the pool and everything, but the HOA just has a lot of cool amenities. And then I think the other thing that's really cool is that the trail or the road leads you into Lincoln Park, which is just a huge hiking area. And I'll zoom out just a little bit so you can see that a little bit better, but it goes all the way through here. And then that actually leads you kind of over into the Perry district too. So if you're a big runner or like a biker or something, it'd be really good to be attached to that. You'd have a lot of playground to mess with. So anyway, so those are my top 5. So if you've been looking at Spokane from 30,000 feet and only seeing the same big names over and over, I think these are some spots that you'll want to dig into. But if you want some help figuring out which of these fits your lifestyle, and there's a bunch more that I wasn't able to cover in this video, then make sure to use that link down below in the description to schedule a meeting with me on my calendar at a time that's convenient for you. Grab our relocation guide. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.